Okay, here we go. A massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our Filipino friends. Hope that you all are well and thank you for supporting the channel. Now, as you can see from the title below, Manny Pacquiao, Senator Emmanuel Pacquiao from the Philippines will be facing Conor McGregor. I can't say I didn't tell you so. I can't say I didn't tell you from way back when McGregor's management team signed Pacquiao that fight wasn't going to happen. And McGregor will start an overwhelming underdog in this fight. But I'll tell you something. Whilst I can see absolutely Manny Pacquiao laying McGregor flat out on a canvas, I'm also afraid to say that boxing scripts, Manny Pacquiao's age, and the money, and where the fight is at, tells me one thing. Remember when Conor McGregor sat down, he said, I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be a world champion. I was like, bro, you want some long thing? You ain't gonna be no world champion. Not like that. You ain't beating nobody. However, if it's set up in a certain way that, let's say, an old world champion were to injure itself, you know, in the corner, get injure himself, damage his shoulder, and quit on their stool, you would technically become a world champion. And I believe Emmanuel Pacquiao has got a version of the world title. That would effectively make Conor McGregor a world champion. Manny Pacquiao is managed by McGregor's team. So, or he was the last time I checked. So there's no reason why they couldn't have Manny Pacquiao lose the first fight to McGregor and then have a rematch straight after that. That is something that I think could possibly happen. So, boxing's a strange world. We already have Rematch Room doing what they do. Every time they fight it, they can't win a fight, they get a rematch. So, it's all possible that this fight going to the Middle East could end up being a money spinner for those who think that McGregor will lose the fight. He wins the fight. And then Manny Pacquiao comes back and wins the fight to be a 9-time world champion or something like that. I don't know. That's one way of doing it. Or Manny Pacquiao. In all fairness, Manny Pacquiao's got more. There's more probability of Manny Pacquiao blitzing and knocking McGregor out quickly than there is of Mayweather doing it. Mayweather carried McGregor. Manny Pacquiao, I don't think he's vicious, and I can't see how McGregor takes that left hand on his chin. McGregor's never had the greatest of chins. We saw that in UFC. You imagine now what Manny Pacquiao is going to put him. I mean, you tell me you beat people like Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner and Jesse Vargas and you know, even Floyd went into a defensive shell that night, and you're telling me McGregor's going to come along and beat you like that. Age is a factor, and that's the one thing that people can use. Yeah, well, Manny Pacquiao's an old man. He's a senator now. He wasn't training well. Da 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 da. You remember Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao, all right? And after that, Horn had a nice little run and a little career there. So, to me, I think they could do the same thing with Conor McGregor. They're trying to find a way in for Conor McGregor into the boxing world. I think McGregor wants to get out of that UFC business, and he wants to get into the boxing world. Yeah, I can see that. I can actually see what you, brother. I can see what you're saying with that. I really can see it. But think about this. Conor McGregor starts an overwhelming underdog in this fight, and downrightly so. But think about the money you would make if Conor McGregor were to cause the upset. Everyone would probably be betting on Manny Pacquiao. People won't bet on Conor McGregor, and it's in Saudi Arabia. Oh, it's going to be in the Middle East. Ha! We've already seen what happened when Joshua and Andy Ruiz got out there. So it will be very interesting. Where's the Middle East money going on? Is it going on Conor McGregor? Is it going on Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao's got the legendary career, but he's not going to be fighting much longer, and he's a senator. But you've got Conor McGregor now, who is a superstar in the UFC. He's a young man. So, to be honest, you might just see that, you might see McGregor becoming that baby ting. So you can't deny, Ingram, you do the money grab against Conor for the mills. Heck, we might even see Ingram do the Billy walk. You might, tempting enough offer. Right, no, I better keep quiet about things like that. Conor could certainly cause the upset if he plays his cards right and pass himself more than he had, paced himself more did in the Floyd fight. He could. If Manny Pacquiao wants to embarrass himself and let Conor outbox him for 12 rounds, then yeah, that would be embarrassing. That puts the whole of Manny Pacquiao's legacy into, you're basically selling your soul out there. Because if you allow McGregor to beat you based on the millions and the money they'll make afterwards, look at the money they'll generate afterwards if McGregor wins that fight. And Manny Pacquiao has been managed by McGregor's people. So to me, that signing on the dotted line, to me, looks like you've already sold your soul right there. Listen, lose this fight. Let him get the WBA title. Listen, at the end of your career, people say you got old, and you can make more money. Listen, whatever debt you're in, we'll clear those debts for you. And guess what? On top of that, we'll give you X amount of money to give to the Philippines and X amount of money to do what you got to do as a senator, and also money to sort your life out and keep your family and yourself safe. You know what I mean? If that kind of money is put on the table and they're going to the Middle East and probably not going to get taxed, there's some serious money there for Manny Pacquiao to, you know what I mean? Looking at all things in perspective, I think the fight will shake. It'll be similar to when Manny fought Matisse. You really think so? You really think so? I would have thought, thinking about things now, I would have thought it would probably been better for McGregor. Remember, McGregor sat down and said, one day, I will become a world champion. And he sat down and he thought about it. It's like he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. McGregor could never have beaten Floyd Mayweather. No chance. Never. That was never going to happen. Floyd went down for that. But Manny Pacquiao has been beaten several times before. And just remember what Manny Pacquiao did to Oscar De La Hoya now. Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, he kind of handed it over to Pacquiao for superstar status. Do you understand? That's where Pacquiao, it was, wow, he beat and retired Oscar De La Hoya. Wow. So, swings and roundabouts, it might be that McGregor retires Manny Pacquiao. And that in itself will to those who are not understanding, people say, wow, McGregor's arrived. What a shock. You'll have Adam Smith going, what a shock in boxing. The great Manny Pacquiao has been beaten by Conor McGregor. Who would have believed it? What a sad end for Pacquiao's career. You can see it coming. And the way that Manny Pacquiao goes through money with his charitable donations and big entourage, a proposition put to him like that might work. Yeah, it could. And I'm sorry to be so cynical about the sport of boxing. I really am. But unfortunately, that is how I see the sport today. Oscar De La Hoya handed the crown to Manny Pacquiao, not looking for rematches with Floyd or Manny. There we go. That's it. Bunce now's out to sell it. Yeah, we've got a great fight here. Got a great fight here. You know, we know Conor didn't do well against Floyd, but who does? And we got Manny Pacquiao, you know, how fast aren't you? You know, I'll tell you what, you know, it's a 50-50 fight, you know. Of course, Manny Pacquiao's a bit of fighter, but, you know, yeah, you know, I'm telling you, as Frank Maloney once said, at least Jack the Ripper wore a mask. Surely Manny's going to stop McGregor. Manny is closer to the best than Mayweather when he fought McGregor. Listen, hear me well. When Manny Pacquiao fought Tim Bradley, go back and look at my prediction video. Not on this channel, but on BWTM online. Go back and look at my Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley prediction all those years back. And I predicted that Timothy Bradley would beat Manny Pacquiao in a controversial fight that Manny Pacquiao should win. Why? Because they already talked about, and Tim Bradley already come out of a poster with Bradley versus Pacquiao 2 at the first press conference or the final press conference of the first fight. So they knew something was up. Look at Tim Bradley now. Is he not a company man for Top Rank? Right? Do you know the death threats that Timothy Bradley got for that fight? Timothy Bradley didn't beat Pacquiao in that first fight. So Pacquiao's been involved with it. He knows how the game goes. So in the mind of a boxing fan, Pacquiao should smash McGregor to bits. In the mind of a businessman, the businessman makes the boxing fan believe that. And that's how they make their money. I loved it when they let Nassim do a commentary on the Grimes Eubank fight and said that Eubank should retire. I don't think he's commentated since then. No truth tellers. You gotta love it, haven't you? You really gotta love it. The truth telling. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, telling the truth and being honest. People don't want to hear the truth. People want to hear what they want to hear and fill their head with delusion. There's a possibility this can happen. A real possibility this could happen. Timothy Bradley, how are you victorious over Manny Pacquiao when you come to the post-fight press conference in a wheelchair? So, yeah, I think we should watch the play on this one. Watch the play on this fight. Definitely. Let me read up a bit more about it now. I've got some information for you to read. So let's get this up here. People love their information. Let's get information up. Let's read this anyway. It's an article anyway. Love these articles. This article is by Fox. Pacquiao confirms intent to fight McGregor after UFC shut boxing claim. Philippine boxing icon Manny Pacquiao wants to fight Irish mixed martial art Conor McGregor in the next year, an aide said in a statement Saturday. For the sake of all Filipino COVID-19 victims, Senator Manny Pacquiao will be fighting UFC superstar Conor McGregor next year. Pacquiao's special assistant Jake Jolson said, adding negotiations are ongoing. The fight could be staged in the Middle East after the coronavirus abates, the aide said, adding Pacquiao would donate a portion of his prize earnings to the Filipino COVID victims. There we go. I haven't even read the article yet. I only just pulled it up and put it on the share. So I'm reading it now. Anyway, all water under the bridge. Who gives a fuck? I'm boxing Manny Pacquiao next in the Middle East. What does that mean? It'll be a true honor to have faced two of the greatest boxers in the modern era afraid of a fight. What? Pacquiao's promoter, Sean Gibbons, that's what said, earlier told AFP in Los Angeles that the 8th division world champion was mulling a possible comeback fight with McGregor, though the two camps were a long way from agreement. Yeah, whatever. Earlier Friday, McGregor said on Twitter that he was boxing Manny Pacquiao next in the Middle East. And we've just read that bit there. Pacquiao, 41, has not fought since claiming the WBA crown with a stunning victory of Keith Thurman in Las Vegas in July last year. So, a bout against McGregor, who faced welterweight king Floyd Mayweather in a money-spinning fight in 2017, would guarantee Pacquiao another lucrative payday as he ends the near obviously illustrious boxing career. You hear that there? Our lawyers are finalising all the confidential details, but both fighters are getting ready for this one epic last boxing fight. Interesting. Gibbons said McGregor has shown his money-spinning fight with world welterweight king Floyd Mayweather in 2000 that the Irishman was capable of challenging the best boxers in the world. There we go. So Pacquiao's main focus right now is to help there, providing relief, shelter, money and food, among with other necessities. The virus has affected 200,000 people in the Philippines and killed over 5,000. So there you have it right there. There's the article right there. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me, people. Is that not set up now for a McGregor win? Well, I'll be going to the bookies whenever this fight is made. Whenever this fight is set up, I'm going to the bookies and I will certainly be putting my money down on Conor McGregor. Put a good £50 down or £100 down on McGregor. I think there's some good money to be made there. What are your thoughts and what do you think? Could there be some shenanigans in this one? Or am I talking absolute BS? This is myself from BWTM Online. BWTN Sports. Check us out. www.bwtmonline.com. Rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and check out our interview with Andy Gill from the Evolve Boxing Academy. Get to look at the gym, get to know Andy Gill, one of the true nice guys in boxing and very knowledgeable as well. Right, I'm out of here. This is BWTN Sports. We're out. Bye.